Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill. Today, we are going to take a look into GSOR the Prank Tank. Last year, fellas, for free, every and each World of Tanks player got pot on the tank. This year, it is GSOR the Tank. And you know, looking into the history and how pot on the prank is looking like, it was disgusting and I loved it. I mean, everyone played with a vehicle pretty badly, if I can say so. The tank had nothing to offer, but how much meat we had in the game. That tank saved starving World of Tanks population. XOR the tank, spoiler alert, it looks a bit better. So first things first, how are you getting the tank? You need to log in into the game from December 20 until the end of the year, if I'm not mistaken, right? Keep this in mind, this is how you can get this tank literally for free. It is a tier 9 British medium tank. I haven't played a single game with it, but soon we will test it out and we will see how it looks like. Selling point of the tank is probably none, but overall it has Centurion gun, right? Or I suppose to say it has Centurion gun mechanics, as gold ammunition has less penetrations, but you have more damage, which is absolutely amazing. Let's take a look into the armor and into the stats, shall we? So, let's compare GSOR, the tank against the Centurion. It is worst tank all over the board. Not the first time, not the last time, it's just how it goes. There is nothing to check it out. But if you would check it out, and if you would compare this vehicle against the pot on the prank, we can see that this tank feels significantly better gun handling wise, right? It definitely feels better, although, I mean, the dispersion values are pretty insane whenever you are turning the turret. That means you need to have a stabilizer, right? That is important. DPM looks tiny touch worse than pot on the prank, but that is understandable. Plus, on top of that, you have very good hash rounds, so you don't need to worry about that. And overall, it definitely looks better than pot on. It definitely does. What that basically means, we have pretty much 2-star tank or so for free, right? If you would make a decision to sell it, you are going to get pretty much 1,000 credits, right? Not the big surprise, not the first time, not the last time. So pretty much Wargaming is giving you the tank, not a compensation to sell it. And last but not least, let's check out the armor module. Shall we? GSOR. The tank, by the way, this is the index page, you can check it out yourself, right? Very simple, very easy. Now, speaking about the armor, it is green all over the board. Yeah, I mean, everyone will shred you. I mean, imagine that you are meeting, let's say, IS-6. Okay, let's say IS-6. Even IS-6 is slapping this vehicle. Also, if it is annoying that this painted armor is disturbing you, just click on advanced and you will see how it looks like and how where to aim even. You can imagine where to aim even through the painted armor and how the things would look like, right? Yeah, the tank doesn't look super ideal, I can tell you that much. Side scrapping, ooh, I mean, maybe you can bait your shots like this, but in the same time you can get penetrated into the turret, can't you? Yeah. Okay, let's put that in this way. Armor isn't a selling point of this vehicle, okay? Armor is simply not selling point of this tank, and it is completely fine. Where the gun depression goes, minus 11 degrees of the gun depression, that's pretty nice. Anyways, enough of talks. Let's go straight into the game and let's see how this vehicle is looking like and how this vehicle is working. Let's go. Okay, let's talk GSOR the tank, or should it be a prank? Now, in my opinion, ideal build on this tank would be experimental turbo, rammer and stabilizer. I think this is the ideal build. Why would I say something like this? Because the tank speed overall is very, very questionable. And the bloom whenever you are driving and whatnot, it's going to be pretty big. So experimental turbo, as wrong as it sounds, it can help you with with a bloom situation, right? That would be very much appreciated, and that would be nice. And I believe after this game we are going to play with the experimental turbo tier 3, so we will see can we feel any difference whatsoever or not really, right? Overall, I truly want to believe that it is not the worst tank in the world of tanks, and even though it's not going to be rated nice, that's for sure, because it's just simply not that great, it is still a free tank, right? We need to keep this in mind, and looks like Wargaming is building the tradition at this point that every single year they are going to give us average or mediocre or bad tier 9 tank, which is very much appreciated, honestly. So folks that never played in the higher tier, they could test themselves out. They can see how games are looking like, how matchmaking is looking like over there, and overall for a casual folks to get another toy, it's not bad idea. Now, what that means for overall World of Tanks public, I mean meat in the game, right? Pat on the Prank was serving double purpose over there. Gun handling is actually pretty okay. Pat on the Prank was serving double purpose here. What do you mean, Skill? I do not follow you. Well, let's say like that. Not only inexperienced players moved up the notch or up the tier, in the same time, they were serving like a meatballs in the game. So for starving World of Tanks population, we could get a bit of the meat, to say that the least, which is very nice and very much appreciated, and this is a good thing, at least in my humble opinion. Now, what we are going to do in this game, we got a couple of the free shots, that's great. Now we are going to go back and we will try to defend the base from here, right? Once again, where the gun goes, 390 alpha damage, 268 millimeters of penetration with a standard ammunition, which is APCRs, and 1480 shell velocity, which is great. And looking into the gold 480 alpha damage, 1100 shell velocity, or closer to 1200 shell velocity. Once again, it's not a bad thing, fellas. It is definitely not a bad situation. It's not a bad thing. I think we can have a very, very, very okay time playing with this tank. We need to aim longer and we will be okay. What do you think about the new experimental equipment on this vehicle? Because I have a feeling that it could work pretty okay. I think it could work pretty fine indeed. Meanwhile, tier 9, it doesn't really change anything. We are taking our time, but we are hitting our shots. This tank is miles better than Pat on the Prank, fellas. I truly need to highlight that. This tank is miles better than Pat on the Prank, for sure. And by saying miles better, I truly mean it. I mean, you cannot even put those tanks into the same tier, with all honesty. You cannot put those tanks into the same tier. I mean, Pat on the Prank, there is no way he's going to ever hit us in this way, right? There is no bloody way. And even though the armor of this tank is non-existent virtually, right? It doesn't change the fact that we can play well and we can punish enemies for being silly gooses, right? And this is exactly what we are looking for. All I need to hit this Mr. Tortoise. Beautiful. All we need to do, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, is to make sure that Mr. Tortoise will regret his life choices, right? Nothing too crazy, nothing unusual. I should not be spotted, so all I need to do, I need to have some fun aiming properly. That wasn't a proper aim, but that's okay. We're just relaxing and we are just simply waiting until we are unspotted and we will repeat it. Mr. Tortoise is sitting in very, very, very bad position. It's a matter of the time whenever we can eliminate him and send him back to the garage, right? And that's okay. This is exactly what we are looking for. Good. No, Mr. Tortoise. Oh, gun. I said some good things about the gun. We can always fix it. Disgusting gun, horrible, unplayable. Fellas, this tank is the worst thing Wargaming could ever do for... That was bad. I did not register it how I clicked the button, but it's okay. So, where were we? Oh yeah, this tank is the worst thing what Wargaming could do for the World of Tanks community. Horrible! Jokes aside, obviously, free is a good price to pay. I do not know, would you agree with me, fellas? But coffee that is free all the time tastes, let's say, better. Right? You know what I mean? But hitting Tortoise Cupola isn't an easy task, I can tell you that much. Hitting Tortoise Cupola isn't easy, but the first game 3,500, we are making good decisions and we are doing the things properly here, that's for sure. Now would you look at that, you little mother trucker, I see you. I don't really think it changes anything, to be fair with you. Oh, what an annoying tortoise. What an annoying mother trucker. What an annoying mother trucker, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. You will miss anyways, right? Yeah, gun handling. I think gun handling will get the rating of either 3, either 2. Depending on the further games. It's not horrible, you just need to aim to hit the shots, and obviously depends on the distance as well. First game, fellas, isn't the best, isn't the worst game in the World of Tanks, is it? I really do not hate the situation, I truly don't. I truly do not hate it, fellas. Maybe I should. Maybe I should start complaining already so the gun would behave better. What do you think? I think looking into all of this, the most fair rating for this tank is going to be like 2. Overall, because there is so many better tanks, but once again, it's not as brutal as Pat on the Prank, right? So, I think this is how this tank is going to look like. And I have no doubts whatsoever that we are going to have some folks who will fell in love with this tank. Maybe someone who never played with a Centurion 7/1 or something, right? Because tank has potential, let's put that in this way. Tank definitely has the potential. Okay, what do we want to do? We want to go on top of the hill over there, right? That would be very much appreciated, and from the top of the hill... And from the top of the hill, we would be able to slap the living crap out of everyone playing, trying to flank us or something. I'm not feeling too bad because I truly don't think anyone is playing in this area. That's okay. All Gucci, we are fine. Very nice. Okay, now let's try to find for meat. And by saying meat, I have a feeling that some enemies would try to make some flanking maneuvers this way, okay? That's what I want to believe. Now, if I'm spotted, ELC is sitting here. I am not spotted, so ELC isn't here. Okay, understood. Experimental turbo. More I play with this tank, more I think that experimental turbo is going to be beautiful on this tank. More I play with... Oh, my bananas, what is wrong with you? Oh, yop, tararai, fellas. Oh, yop, tararai. Okay, I did not expect that. Wafflecock went on top of the hill without getting spotted. Okay, I did not expect that. That's on me, not much what I can change about this. But all in all, it's not a horrible score, fellas. 4,400 damage, first game just by sniffing. It's okay, let's see the score. Okay, the first game was a disappointment. Even though my brain was farting a bit, I felt at the times, overall, it's not bad. 4,400 damage, 200 assisting damage, third class, high caliber. That's very, very good, and I'm feeling super happy about this. ELC spotted quite a bit. Good for him. Meanwhile, where the credit profits goes, it is not the great... it's not really profitable, mother trucker. Let's put that in this way. Now, Speaking about the field modifications, I tested some things out, and I would say probably the best thing is not to have the last field mod, so just you are not going to lose the speed. And if you can afford it, I would highly recommend to use experimental tier 3 turbo, okay? I think this is the right play to play with this tank, and I think this is the proper build, so you can be a bit more aggressive, you can try to get a bit more involved. And if you really want to go ham, you can even use the directive for the stabilizer, right? I think in this type of situation, this tank is going to be shining. Obviously, if you want to go even more ham, you can replace the rammer, and you can get yourself a brand new experimental equipment, which is improved aiming unit and how is it called? Gun laying drive combined. You can try this as well. But I think this is pretty perfect build, to be fair with you. Let's test it out and let's see how the tank will feel now. Okay, let's pay attention how this tank feels speed-wise now, right? Because we boosted the speed and we tried to boost the gun handling as well. By the way, where the standard penetration of the high explosive goes, you can penetrate tanks as well, right? Which is very, very good. 105 millimeters of penetration, it's not bad by any shape or any form. Now, speed-wise, it definitely feels more agile as a tank, and this is a very, very good stuff. I like it. Let's try to punish someone crossing here, shall we? Now, hopefully we are going to see some mother trucker just simply saying la 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 and going through the middle of the field this way. Actually, now when I'm looking into all of this, fellas, when I'm looking into the view range, and if it is a true view range, because sometimes it's bugged, probably I would take the view range perk which I talked before. I would sacrifice the couple kilometers per hour, but I would have a better view range to begin with, right? Hopefully that makes sense. And once again, this is all testing. We are just trying to figure out how the tank feels like and how it looks like overall. This is purely testing purposes for us, fellas. And that's fine. The tank truly doesn't feel as bad as the pot on the prank. I truly want to admit it. I want to say that straight. The tank is actually all right. Now, we are in kind of pickle situation over there because enemies are banging the living crap out of our poor Vaka, which is understandable, but in the same time we cannot change absolutely anything here. Now, it's matter of the time whenever enemy Vaka will just simply come close here, and then we are going to have a massive trouble, fellas. We are going to have some problems over there, I can tell you that much. Meanwhile, Mr. Kunze is trying to escape. I like it. Beautiful shot into the side of the Kunze. That's good. We slap at him for gazillion of the hit points. And now we need to figure out how we can play over there, because this is going to be hard. And I think I know exactly what I'm going to do. So first things first, we are trying to eliminate Kunze. Kunze is eliminated, and now we are playing right here. I understand that I am in some sort of crossfire, trust me, I get it, but in the same time, this is the best way how we can play the game. Luckily, we survived for another shot, beautiful, very, very nice. We know that Mother Trucking Sue is sitting over there, we are very well aware of that, another 400 in the face. This guy is trying to aim to the best of his ability, and he did a great job, good for him. But we are still feeling okay, fellas. We are still feeling okay. We are still feeling safe. We are trying to get as much use as we physically and possibly can. And now, in this situation, I want to eliminate this Vaka. Vaka is eliminated. Beautiful. We are feeling all right. And please pay attention, fellas, how we are using our ammunition. We are playing with this tank in competitive way. Yes, it is expensive, fellas. I'm aware of that. But those hash rounds are doing a very, very, very good job. And you are having a huge increase in the damage output, and you can say whatever you want. It sounds good, it looks good, it is just nice, right? At least that's what I think. Meanwhile, we have AMX sitting here. That's okay. I kind of want to go back and Sue can hit me here as well. I'm aware of that, but we are trying to survive here as long as we physically and possibly can. That's the main point. Plus on top of that, we have plenty of the forces that are just simply trying to get involved here, and if our team is eliminating the Sue and Progetto, we are celebrating. We are having a blast and we are having the best time ever. Sue is trying to escape, more likely. Good, we are slapping him for 500 in the face, and now we can try to play towards the middle for obvious reasons, right? I think in this situation we can be very successful over there. Not a big deal, we are feeling alright. How about this Emil? Do we have a decent enough angle to punish this gentleman? Not really, it is very complicated, but that's okay. We have all time in the World of Tanks. All we need to do, we need to have a great time while playing the game. E75, stock E75, good. I'm trying to penetrate his cupola, but this is definitely a problem and it is definitely a complicated situation. Does it bother me? Not at all. I am feeling completely fine here, and now we have the AMX tier 9 heavy. Okay, let's see. Do I have good enough angle to punish him? Bad shot by me and bad play by me. A bit too greedy. With this tank you need to aim, fellas. You just simply need to aim. All and all, honestly, not horrible. I would not call this tank the worst tank in the World of Tanks. I really do not hate it. And I think marking this tank after Holiday Ops is over is going to be quite an interesting thing. Is it going to be easy for beginner? No. It takes a lot of time to aim. It has no armor. It's definitely not the most beginner-friendly tank. Okay, another defeat, but not a bad game. 3,200 damage, 2 kills, it's completely fine. Not the game I would cry about, top by experience, fourth by the damage. Once again, not the game to complain about. Obviously, we are having a humongous minus because this is not a premium tank, right? And it's completely understandable and it's fair. Oh, would you look at that, fellas. Step standard game. Okay. Let's see what we can do. So the first things first, I would say, what we want to do, we want to take this typical position over there. I think this is what we want to do and this is where we want to play. Hopefully that will work just fine, and if we would have some light tank spotting for us, that would be even more epic. And look at this Blesk, making a hardcore pressure in the middle, that's nice. Okay, if we are going to pre-aim properly, this should be okay, and we should be able to punish the triangle sitting over there, right? This is our plan, this is what we want to see, and this is what we are looking for. We are definitely aware of the CLC being somewhere nearby, we get it, but it's okay. It doesn't really change anything, we still have all time in the World of Tanks, right? We know that someone is sitting in this position here, and I would not act surprised if he would knock some other bushes. Beautiful bot shot. I really like this hash ammunition, fellas. I truly do. Hash ammunition is making you to use those rounds whenever you can actually penetrate the tanks, right? And for a heavy tanks, well, what you need to do, you need to use the standard ammunition, right? I truly do not hate this situation, and I do not hate this tank, fellas, believe me or not. I just don't feel like the tank is horrible. I do not feel the tank would be horrible, honestly. Good, very good. I'm actually surprised that Wargaming gave not like awful tank, but okay-ish vehicle, or probably 2 or 3 stars tank, right? This is actually pretty surprising. It's okay, I do not mind. I am spotting the guy sitting here. That's the most important thing for me, right? All I want to do, I want to be spotting them sitting in this area. That's it. Nothing too crazy, nothing unusual. The question is, fellas, can we slap someone here? I am definitely aware of that Arta will slap me here, okay? It's a matter of the time whenever Arta will say, and I will take one for the team. I really do not want to sacrifice my health. But in the same time, If we can play well here, we'll try to do our best. I'm changing my mind. The thing is, we do not have enough forces to hold this T-30, and whenever he will get involved like this, we are going to have a massive issue and massive problem. That being said, I am just simply relocating from here, and hopefully we can have 33% win ratio with this vehicle, right? By the way, I just want to tell you one thing, fellas, that World of Tanks can be your best friend and your worst enemy in the same time. That being said, don't worry if your win ratio isn't the greatest in one or another session, it happens for the best of us. For example, me yesterday I've been playing most of the day for 30% win ratio, and in the end of the evening I started winning and I finished with a 50% win ratio overall, right? So it happens for the best of us, don't worry, it's completely normal, and that is World of Tanks, right? And even looking into this session, whenever we are talking about the 3 session games, there is no doubt in my mind that the sessions can go both ways. You can have the best time and the worst time, right? Okay, so far so good. I am feeling very pleased and I am feeling happy how are we playing this game. We definitely cannot complain about this by any shape or any form. We are just eliminating enemy forces left, right, and center. This tank isn't horrible, just purely because of the gun. This tank isn't horrible purely because of the gun, fellas. For me personally, this tank is 3 out of 5, so average vehicle. But probably the tank is going to be rated 2. Also, one more thing which is important to highlight, fellas. I just figured out one thing. That we can have a link to the index page for certain tank, not only in the description, but as a first pinned comment, right? Hopefully this is what you are looking for, and hopefully this would help you quite a bit. Good. Very, very nice. We are surviving and we are having a great time. We definitely cannot complain about this. ELC, I don't really care about that ELC. Budget AP. Good, now we need to run. I tried to run, but yeah, no victory, fellas. 3 defeats in a row. I cannot say that this tank is worth 0% win ratio. I cannot say that. It's completely fine. It's all good. Let's see the score. And I truly don't hate this tank. It's not horrible. It's not awful. Would you look at this? 3.7 thousand damage, 1000 assisting damage. Not the game I will cry about. ELC did a good spotting run. Good for him. And obviously a huge minus coming. Now, look at this score, fellas. 3.8 thousand average damage, 400 assisting damage. Arguably, we can say we were successful because we had no team. But I would say we were successful because the tank isn't bad by any shape or any form. Just because I... Let's put that in this way. Just because I think that the tank isn't the best tank in the World of Tanks, I am going to be mean for this vehicle. And I will be rating this tank 2 stars. Just because there is no need to play with this tank when Centurion exists. But overall, the tank isn't horrible. It's not awful. It's not the worst tank in the World of Tanks. It is definitely a nice gift from our gaming side. It's not beginner friendly, but all in all, the tank is completely fine. And I would say it is actually a nice gift, honestly speaking. I don't think it will break the game. I think most of the players will suck with it because of the gun handling, which is definitely debatable and definitely questionable, but all in all, if you are aiming your shots, if you are pre-aiming, this is going to be completely fine. So kudos to Wargaming for actually giving not the brutal garbage, but not the best tank in the World of Tanks. So pretty much an okay vehicle, if I can say so, right? That's beautiful. Anyways, I love you all. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you and see you very, very soon. Skill is out for today. Peace.